Well, we have to first contextualize yung situation. No? Number one, they have no business there. Second, Thomas showed, they're encroaching in our exclusive economic zone. Second, what they're doing is not the normal behavior of any Coast Guard in any nation that you can find. Uh, and that is not what professional Coast Guard agencies do.
All right, Admiral, you were quoted by the Manila Bulletin and you said that President Bongbong Marcos has been making the right move to inform the international community about the harassments of China in the West Philippine Sea. And you said also that this would moderate China's behavior. As it is, this only started this year, or at least when President Bongbong Marcos took over the helm. Can you elaborate more on how this would moderate China's behavior in the disputed waters? As it is, it would seem like they are actually escalating.
Well, in the first place, we have to understand na hindi natin kaya yung China on our own. We do not have the resources or the capacity to deal with them on their own. And we need to work with like-minded democracies or like-minded states who feel the same way that the international rule of law should prevail over the South China Sea and in the West Philippine Sea. So, tama lang na involve natin yung other countries, and they have supported us with the arbitral ruling. They've publicly supported the arbitral award. They have actually affirmed their support whenever we do this encounter. We have dismissed encounters with the Chinese Coast Guard or the militia. Now, I do understand, tama rin naman na nag-escalate siya. But escalation and de-escalation is it ebbs and flows depende sa situation. What we're looking here right now is actually ang mas worrisome is yung increase of the number of ships that being employed whenever we do our resupply missions.
The problem, though, Admiral, is that China still almost 7 years since the 2016 arbitral award still does not recognize it, even though they are signatory to UNCLOS, which calls for peaceful resolution of maritime disputes. How do we solve this stalemate?
China has a maritime strategy and a maritime ambition na is driven by its global security initiative, global development initiative, and yung global civilization initiative nila. So they have a strategy behind that. The arbitral ruling, do not expect them to at some point in time na they will conform to that. In fact, they have steadfastly stated that they do not agree with that arbitral ruling. Okay. What they will understand is deterrence and the rule of force rather than the rule of law. And dito, what we need to is to capacitate ourselves to be able to have at least yung deterrent effect. Okay? It's not hindi yung madali kasi that will take resources. And the absence of that, because of yung gaps natin, we need to work, as I said earlier, we need to work with other countries to help fill in the gaps ng mga capabilities na kailangan natin pero hindi natin mapunuan right now. Okay? Doon papasok yung ating alliance with the United States and our strategic partnerships with the other middle powers in Asia and the rest of Europe.
Okay, when you say deterrent effect, also in the past year and a half, we have been getting a lot of support, a lot of statements from a lot of the Western countries, our allies, even Japan, Australia, here in the region. Do you think that this would all lead to something? Because yun nga, tinawag nyo ngang stalemate, walang nagyayari, di ba? We can file as many diplomatic protests and notes verbal. And at the end of the day, we can't act on this. So, if we capacitate ourselves, Admiral, will that not lead to more escalation? And would escalation really be what we are looking for?
We need to be more creative. Of course, what we're talking of is that's the basic military solution to the problem. Okay? So you modernize, you upgrade your capabilities, and you work with other countries. Okay? But we need to be looking at ano yung other vulnerabilities ng China na pwede nating i-leverage against. Okay? And that will take some discernment to understand that. For example, question: Chinese maritime traffic or Chinese commercial maritime traffic passes through the Philippine archipelago. How do we leverage that fact? Okay? Kasi ang katapat nun, yung energy and food security natin yung tinatamaan pag-encroach nila sa ating exclusive economic zone. Second, consideration, we are the number 2 source of nickel of China. How do we leverage that? Okay. That issue. So we need to look at levers na we can use to our advantage outside of yung military confrontation.
Hindi ba, isn't there a danger that this might get blown out of proportion, especially since the Philippines is more reliant on the Chinese economy than they are reliant on us?
Pardon? I didn't get your question.
The question is, if we want to bring the trade aspect into this, hindi ba delikado yun because our economy is more reliant on on China than they are reliant on us? In terms of exports, we only export not that many things to China, but we import a lot of stuff from them. So, hindi ba delikado yun if we want to bring in the trade aspect to this maritime dispute?
My understanding is we are a net importer. We are not a net exporter. So we are not dependent on Chinese product. We are not dependent on China as a market. Rather, we are the market of China. Okay.